Yeah, dude.
Welcome to the Prisoner to Painter podcast, stories of inspiration, where we talk about mental health, addiction, religion, becoming a business owner and self-sufficient, for what, when, where, and why. Join us and we can be your local hope dealer.
Inspiration and dedication. I came a long way from sleeping in them pages. I got my life back, I feel amazing. Life's a book, don't get stuck on sad pages. Rainy days.
Welcome to the Prisoner to Painter podcast, stories of inspiration, where we talk about mental health, addiction, religion, becoming a business owner and self-sufficient, for what, when, where, and why. Join us and we can be your local hope dealer.
Inspiration and dedication. I came a long way from sleeping in them pages. I got my life back, I feel amazing. Life's a book, don't get stuck on sad pages. Rainy days with no money, hard work lead to days that are sunny. Looking back, it was all needed. The problems, the pain, the trauma, the grieving. You are now tuned in to the prisoner to painter. Prisoner to painter. Hard work, dedication. Rainy days, inspiration. Prisoner to painter.
And now, a word from your local hope dealer.
So we're live on StreamYard to one Facebook and then the YouTube, correct?
And also X and your Prisoner Painter page. But we are all set.
Okay, so then we could do yes. Welcome to the Prisoner to Painter podcast. I'm Nathan McDermott,
And I am Katie McDermott.
and we are not going to switch that up. That's one thing we're holding on to. But today joining us is Oso on Facebook. Okay.
Yeah, man. Oso Da Don on Facebook, and, rap name, I rap. If you know me from growing up, my name is Bear. Everybody call me Bear.
Okay.
If you know me in a professional setting, my name is Ken.
Okay.
I can't take that away. My mother gave me that name, so
Government name.
yeah, that's what it is.
Right on, man. I've always had that habit of not asking people. I just go by what's on their Facebook. Some people, I'm not going to say his name out loud, but there's some people I'm like, man, his fucking real name's Caleb, okay? I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm quit calling him that. His real fucking name's Caleb.
Oh my God.
But that's because I know him like that. But that's funny. Well, man, I mean, you seen one of your friends came on, so you kind of know what we do. But I just start right out of the gate, man. How would you say your childhood was?
Oh, my childhood. My childhood was good, man. It was. I had both parents in there. Not both of them was the best, role model. My mother tried her. She ain't tried. She did her damage. Did everything she could to keep me out of the streets. But I was just, my father kind of violent. He was very violent. He was, alcoholic and stuff. So he passed that on to me. He, been through a lot of shit. He used to whoop my ass for real. But so that that led to me lashing out for real. It led to me looking for acceptance. I never felt like he accepted me or respected me. So I would always do bull crap. I running in the streets, and I wanted to be known by my my friends and stuff. The dude that was crazy, the dude that would do anything because I got to get their respect, or they, they got to feel, I got to feel something because I ain't getting it at home from the only male figure in my life. I ain't realized this until later on in life, but, this is all in retrospect, but yeah, so it led to me running the streets and, doing bullshit, So, yeah, so I was locked up by 13, I was in a juvenile home, and in and out of that, and then by the time I was 16, I was in prison. I went to prison at 16 and was sentenced to 21 years. Yeah, so I did 21 years in prison. I've been home 5 years now.
Okay.
Yeah. So it'll be my 5-year anniversary on August 20th. So yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
What's different from when you went to being out? Like, what was the biggest thing to acclimate into being out of prison since you were like? I mean, times have changed. A lot have changed in 21 years.
Yeah, I mean, so like it wasn't no Google Maps, and you know what I'm saying, the phones, you know what I'm saying. Like when I went to prison, like it wasn't no it was cell phones, but if you had a cell phone, you was Scarface or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You was a big money baller. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't that. You know what I'm saying? I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I was a kid when I went to prison. You know what I'm saying? But so it wasn't no cell phones. I mean, throughout my prison bit, I did grab a cell phone or two. So. I was kind of acclimated to cell phones once I came home, but I mean, like just the no touch at the Myers, you know what I'm saying, running your groceries through and all that, all that type of stuff. Like that stuff was weird as hell, you know what I'm saying, and just how people don't like. Some people, you go places, they don't accept cash. You feel me? Yeah. Like cash is king. How you accept cash? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like that shit kind of threw me off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And how they always want to scan your ID. That shit is weird as hell. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But whatever, man. I'm just going with the times.
Well, shoot, man. Well, now that I know where your story goes, I'm going to go back to childhood. I think it's important to understand the progression stuff and to how you got where you were. And if there's ever anything I ask and you don't like it,
tell them to screw up.
Yeah.
No. I'm an open book, man. Awesome. I ain't got no problem answering.
Right. Well, hey, one thing I wanted to say: violence and alcohol goes hand in hand. So just speaking on that, it's unfortunate, but it's true because I got the brown bottle disease and violence just came second nature. It's unfortunate, but it is unfortunately the way it is. So what did mom and dad do for work?
Mom was in, she's been in the healthcare field. She worked at the hospital for years, you know what I'm saying? Probably my whole life, really. And what he did, you know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't did sold drugs, you know what I'm saying?
Is she a nurse? Is she an aide?
She a singer. Yeah,
Okay.
she's a singer. She's been doing that for I don't know how long, man, probably 30 years.
Like retirement home Cena?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. So she's a hard worker. She busts her ass religiously. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where I get it from.
Okay. What was your favorite cartoon as a kid?
I wasn't a big cartoon guy, right? Okay. So I was a cartoon kid early, but as as later on, I didn't really get into cartoons. I don't watch cartoons now, but I was, I like DuckTales and I like the Rescue Rangers. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm from there. You know what I'm saying? That era. I was a DuckTales kind of guy.
Right on, man. Okay, so juvie at 13, prison at 16. I just want to try to. How was school for you, man? Were you like fighting a lot? What does school look like for you?
So school was easy for me, you know what I'm saying? So like I'm a book smart kind of guy. I've been on the honor roll my whole, you know what I'm saying? I was on the honor roll when I caught my case actually. With a 4.0 GPA.
Damn.
Like so I mean school was always easy, but what would happen is I don't like bullies. Mm-hmm. So I would always beat the bullies up, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying, I would, back then I was a jokester, you know what I'm saying? So I would get my work done early and then have the rest of the class be doing the work, but I'm over here, picking with everybody because I'm done already, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, it was that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And then, as I got older, it was a lot of fighting, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot of fighting and, then I'm in school with stuff I shouldn't be in school with, so yeah, it was, it led to, but I was like, I had got kicked out of public schools and then I got, went to the juvenile home. I was in the juvenile home when I had all straight A's. So then when I came back, when I was released, they was like, okay, they went to talk to the principal. They allowed me to come back to public school. Cool. So I was back at J High. Okay. So I was at J High. I was fine. I was in 11th grade, about to, I had all my credits and everything was on, on the honor roll. And, I was just school and in the streets, man. That was what it was. It was school in the streets. You know what I'm saying? And because what it was is if I didn't go to school, my pops would be on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I ain't want that. I wanted to leave me the fuck alone. You know what I'm saying? So, and then a lot of times, like, he wouldn't have no job. So school would be my escape from him. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't want to be there. Like summertime came here and a fucking job. I'm sitting there in front of him all day. That shit would, I ain't want to be there. You know what I'm saying? Shit, fuck this shit. I'm out of here. You know, so yeah, I mean his relationship, you know what I'm saying, our relationship, he really ruined, like, you know what I'm saying? He fucked me up as a kid, you know, for real. He battling his own demons, you know what I'm saying? So I don't fault him. He got his own shit he was trying to deal with that he don't know how to deal with, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we run from, you know what I'm saying, going to get help. We run from therapy. We run from talking to people, you know what I'm saying? And we, you know, and now everybody want to get medicated, you know what I'm saying? Just, oh yeah, mess up his chemical imbalance and all that. But just, you know what I'm saying, deal with the issue at hand. Don't, you know what I'm saying, don't medicate it. Don't cover it up. Deal with the issue, you know what I'm saying? But so, you know, but,
yeah, well, that takes a big man to for you to say that about you, and like realizing in hindsight that people deal with their own shit. Like it's hard to accept.
yeah. So that's my thing is like, so I've learned this throughout my life is that it's mitigating circumstance to everything. You know what I'm saying? It's shit. You know, like you look at the worst person that you can think of in prison. You know what I'm saying? And 9 times out of 10, there's something that led up to that shit. You know what I'm saying? There was something there, you know what I'm saying, that led up to it. The shit just don't happen a month. So you don't just wake up and be like, okay, I'm about to go do some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like something led up to it. You know what I'm saying? Like my shit, I was out robbing people, selling drugs. My motive behind it was money. You know what I'm saying? I wanted money and I wanted to gain this some type of respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was my motive. You know what I'm saying? Like, or like people that do, you know, sexual predators, you know what I'm saying? Let's speak on that for a minute. Like 9 times out of 10, they was preyed on as a child. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And I read too many books to understand, you know what I'm saying, while I was incarcerated to understand this shit. So you understand that a lot of times, like all the statistics say that they've been abused before. So if they've been hurt people, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if they haven't been, you know, the harm hasn't been corrected or fixed on them, 9 times out of 10, they're going to redo it to somebody else because that's how they think. That's what they think it's gonna be. So when you don't correct it, you know what I'm saying, they just pass it on. And then what does they do? The next person pass it on, and they pass it on, and they pass it on. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he messed up for doing what he did. You know what I'm saying? And I got nieces and nephews. I ain't got no kids and all that. And I ain't gonna lie, I probably do some shit I wouldn't want to do. You know what I'm saying? But I would still understand. You feel me? Because I know that it's mitigating circumstances to everything. You know what I'm saying? You just can't. You do have your certain people that are just, you know, killing and doing dumb stuff for no reason. Yeah. But 9 times out of 10, there's mitigating circumstances to everything. You know what I'm saying? And just because you made that bad choice or the decisions or all that stuff led up to that bad choice don't make you a bad person. You know what I'm saying? And you know, because people look at me. Like I went to prison at 16. They're like, he the scum of the earth. He a horrible person. And my whole life, I've been trying to prove that otherwise. You know what I'm saying? So
I do like how you brought up hurt people, because from my experience, me as a hurt person, I like to help people. I don't want people to hurt the way that I hurt, you know? Right. So then there's other people where it's like, this is how I hurt, so I'm going to hurt people so they feel the same thing that I did. Or it's not even a cognitive process, right? It just kind of happens.
Well, you was hurt, but you was healed though. You've been healed. You dealt with it. You know what I'm saying? If you understand your hurt. You understand the harm that was done to you. So when you understand that now that you understand what the harm was done, you don't pass it on.
Well, I've always understood, you know. I feel like a lot of
not people, everybody does though.
Yeah. Right. A lot of people they experience something like, I hated that. I don't want anybody else to have to deal with that. And that's why we get people who like bully the bullies, or will stick up for people, or like the people who will go save a woman from a domestic violence situation. They do that like secret underground thing because they went through it and they don't want them to go through it. So I just thought it was cool that you brought that up because it's like half and half, right?
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what it was with me. Like I felt like I was getting bullied at home and I couldn't win that fight. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't win that fight. But when I was out, I could win these fights. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm winning. You know what I'm saying? But so yeah, that's what it was. You know, hurt people. But once you understand your harm, you heal from it. You able to, and that's why coming home, I knew that I wanted to share my story. I wanted to tell, you know what I'm saying? I want to work at the juvenile home. That's like my main goal, other than, you know what I'm saying, becoming, you know, a successful rapper, you know what I'm saying? But like, because I know that I can talk to the youth, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been there. I'm still there, you know what I'm saying? Even though I'm not there, I'm still there. I know what they're going through. I know what it feels like, you know what I'm saying? So I just be wanting to talk to them.
Well, and so you said that you I forgot verbatim what you just said, but I hope this platform gives you a chance to show that you're not scum, because you're not. You're not. And secondly, about the going to juvenile, man, I'll tell you, I went to IOP when I was drunk. Doug Rickman, I'll say his name 100 times over. Doug Rickman used to be a drunk. He got sober. I listened to that man because he used to be a fucking drunk.
Yeah.
You would be perfect in juvenile home. I don't want to talk to somebody who's never been in fucking trouble. I want somebody who's been through the shit that I've been through.
I don't know. I mean, when I was growing up, like they were trying to tell you all the little scared straight programs, or the person that was, you know what I'm saying, that was coming to talk to me, he would always be in the suit, and he, you know what I'm saying, no offense, but he's a white dude that he don't know what the fuck I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Even though you might be telling me right, you can't relate to me, so you don't know what I'm going through. You don't know the fight that I'm, fighting over here. You know what I'm saying? You don't know it. So I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? But like me, I don't know what it is. Like I'm still young at heart. You know what I'm saying? So they, I'm able to connect with them on. You know what I'm saying? I might not be able to get through to all of them, but there is a couple here and there that what I'm saying, I can help, man, and that's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So
hey, dude, it's funny. It seems like people that hurt the worst are the ones that help the most. I mean, really, it does, dude. It's like
it's chicken soup for the soul.
Yeah.
Like the books. That's what it is. Yeah. Like it makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
And I want to reiterate, I don't say it on every episode, so that noise you heard, this is why we do it live, though, is because I want the commotion to show that shit's not perfect, shit comes up. My fucking cats are fighting up there, so sorry.
The storm is crazy.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Well, I will say that if we get cut, it's because of power.
Yeah.
So
hey, well, we never had that here. I was just fingers crossed. But so if I'm allowed to ask, what did you go to juvie?
Juvie, man, it was a number of things. I think I had like I had stole a car. Okay. I had broke into these people's house and you know what I'm saying. And I ended up with their keys and stole a car and took the police on a high-speed chase.
Okay.
I think I had like a possession of a firearm or something.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the juvenile home. And then
did you go to Jackson Juvie?
Yeah. Okay. I was in Jackson County Youth Home, man, for a minute. 18 months one time, and then like another time, like 90 days, another time, like 60 days.
Did they have the two sides there when you went there?
Yeah, residential and reception. Yeah. I was on both sides.
I was on one. Fast forward because I'm younger, but yeah, fast forward. I was on the easy side. I don't know what to do. But dude, I'm in the jail.
Yeah.
Fucking Juvie's fucking worse. 1 man sounds like this is fucking crazy, dude. Worse in the terms of lockdown.
Man, I like the one man. I like being. I don't like being in there with nobody else.
Gotcha.
I don't want to be dealing with you, man. I got my own shit I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying?
I'm talking about bad roommates.
Yeah. I don't want to be dealing with you. I only had a couple bad, bad funkies that, where I had to, get physical with, but for the most part, it was, they understand, you know what I'm saying? You got to go. You can't be in here. But
okay, so first juvie, 18 months. You said you went to prison in 11th grade. Do you want to fill in the blank there, or do you just want to go right to your? If I'm allowed to ask your charge, and then quarantine process.
Yeah, no, you can ask my charge. All right. Yeah, no, I got an armed robbery. I got an armed robbery. Some people up, broken in the house and shit. Took the police in a high-speed chase.
Okay.
So yeah, they gave me 20 years for that, man. At 16, 21 years. You know what I'm saying? 18 years, 10 months, and 2 for the gun. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they sent me to And then I went to quarantine. Like I was in the juvenile home the whole time. Then I got sentenced. I went sentenced. They put me downstairs in a holding tank and then took me right to quarantine.
That didn't register. They charged you as an adult and a juvenile.
Yeah,
Okay.
they charged me as an adult. I'm 16. They charged me as an adult, but kept me in the juvenile home.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Until I got sentenced. And then when I got sentenced, they sent me to prison and I own it the same day. As soon as I got sentenced, the same day, boom, sent me to I own you. And that's like quarantine for under 21.
Okay.
So how long were you in quarantine then until you were?
No, I was in quarantine for I was in there. Normal is like 30 days. I was in there for like 90 days because I was so young and they didn't know where to place me.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? And this was at the time where Baldwin was just opening up. You know what I'm saying? Baldwin was the youth prison that they had, the private youth prison that was going on back then. Well, that prison, they ended up shutting it down.
I used to camp up there.
Yeah. So they had that prison and then they just had open St. Louis level 4, and they sent me to St. Louis level 4.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. So you're at, not that any prison's ever good, but your inductory to prison is you walk into a level 4. I'm as a 17-year-old by then, I'm guessing.
No, I was 16. I turned 17 on my 17th birthday. I had gotten into a fight and I went to the hole.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Ain't that a motherfucker?
Yeah. I was there probably like, I don't know, maybe 4 days. 4 days.
How was walking? I guess what I was trying to say, being that young, how was it? Because the level 4, from what I understand, one man, you lock down quite a bit.
But this
right?
level 4 was level 2. You know what I'm saying? Level 5s are single men. But this level 4 was level 2. And I mean, this level 4 was 2 bunks. You know what I'm saying? They had two man cells. I mean, the cells was decent, you know what I'm saying? But it was built as level 5. So, you know what I'm saying? It was when it first opened up, they didn't really know how to run it yet. You know what I'm saying? They were just opening. So they was just letting all the units go to the yard at the same time. Yeah, so you look up, there's, 400 people, 500 people on the yard, 600 people, like, on the yard, just walking around, working out, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was, and there's nothing it was just a circle. There ain't nothing for them to do. There's a couple pull-up bars and 2 basketball courts, you know what I'm saying? And some phones. Ain't shit for you to do. You know what I'm saying? A couple tables, but there's 600 people out there, so.
A lot of trouble starting it off.
Yeah, you ain't got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Let's start some shit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, Jesus Christ, that's crazy though, man. Dude, so 21 years in there, did you ever meet somebody that was truly evil in your stay? Like truly evil?
Like you could see it in their eyes.
I mean, so I mean, I met a few individuals that, you be like, okay, he's a killer. You know what I'm saying? He gonna kill you for no reason. You know what I'm saying? But when you say look in the eyes, like some people got that look and some people don't got that look, right? Like I can look in your eyes and I can tell if you are willing to kill me or not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know that sounds like crazy and like extreme, you know what I'm saying? But I can if we're about to fight, if you're mad and I'm mad, right? And we're both, heated. I can look at you and I can tell if you're willing to kill me or you willing to just, let the shit go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I can tell, and I've seen a couple guys with not they weren't coming at me, but we was going at other people, and I seen the look in their eyes. I'm like, okay, he gonna kill you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, without hesitation. You know what I'm saying? And that, I mean, for a lot of years, that's how I lived. You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt, like without hesitation, because you're not gonna kill me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for a lot of years, that's how I lived, that's how I maneuvered, that's how I slept, that's how I woke up, because I was so young for, you know what I'm saying? I was the youngest guy for so long. You know what I'm saying? So it was just, I couldn't, I wasn't going for nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, and I don't want to stay in prison too long, but it sounds like a big part of your story. So we will stay in a little bit, but clearly I want, to me, the best part is the when you get out, and I'd say best part because that shows like all that happened.
No, that's the best part.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, no, that's the best
But I don't want to
part.
put like words in people's mouth, but so man, so being in prison, just a couple questions, I guess. Do you think it is actually to rehabilitate? Like, do you think the government actually believes that, or do you think it's just to lock you away?
No. So like the word rehabilitate, you know what I'm saying? You got to challenge that initially. You know what I'm saying? So what rehabilitate means to bring back to its original form. You know, so before I come to prison, if my environment is selling dope, guns, you know what I'm saying, domestic, all this, you can't bring me back to nothing because this is the environment that I've been. You can't rehabilitate me back to that.
Yeah.
You feel me? I had to transform into a different person. You know what I'm saying? I had to transform to a person that thinks differently.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like the word rehabilitate is horseshit initially.
Okay.
And then you can't, first of all, in order for you to be able to rehabilitate, there's got to be programs in order for you to work on bringing yourself back to normal, right?
Yeah.
And there's not, like, all the programs that are in there are horse, you know what I'm saying? They horse it, they just for the numbers and for the money, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, look at what we did. But they really not trying to prepare nobody to come home to be successful, because if they prepare everybody to come home to be successful, they're not gonna come back.
Right, there's not going to be as much recidivism, and it's going to be a re-entry
Right.
program.
Yeah. And I mean, not saying that we falling short of people knocking down the door to go to prison, you know what I'm saying? But it wouldn't be our prison system wouldn't be as full as it is right now, without a question of a doubt. You know what I'm saying? And they do have like a couple programs here and there, you know what I'm saying, where it's that just in these past couple of years that are setting guys up for jobs. But not every individual that comes home is getting access to these programs. You got to be ticket free. You got to be X, Y, and Z. You got to have this A, B, and C. You got to have meet all these criteria to get it. And then maybe you might get it. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't, then you don't. Now you just go home and you're not, prepared to become, you know what I'm saying, a productive member of society. You know what I'm saying?
So we've had on people for prison reform, and I'm saying that to say this. He's a very good friend of mine, and I actually believe that he believes in his mission. So I'm going to say what he would say, but then I'm going to ask you a question to go on top of it. So don't. Okay. So he would say, well, if you act right in prison, then no, wait, because I am not for this. I think you guys see what I'm saying. So if you act right in prison, then you would get these re-entry programs, like if you didn't get in trouble. It seems impossible not to get in trouble in prison. Like you are always in the wrong place at the wrong time. Like you don't have to join a gang to get in trouble. It just seems like you can get in trouble without even trying. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, you can get in trouble religiously over and over for just the pettiest, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bull crap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But also you have to understand that if you ain't never been to prison, telling me how you gonna act in prison is horseshit. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know how it feels to walk on a yard with a bunch of people that you don't know and worry about what they're gonna try to do to you. Because this is the worst of the worst. You in prison.
Yeah.
Everybody in here is a bad motherfucker. Everybody in here will kill you. You know what I'm saying? So when you got that, when you know that, you can't come out here and be no fish.
Yep.
You gonna get ate. You know, and so either you want to get ate, you know what I'm saying? You want to be somebody's punk, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Or you want to pay your whole bit, you know what I'm saying? What you want to do? Like, so I'm not paying.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing nothing, sexual.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You're not putting your hands on me. You know what I'm saying? So what we gonna do? Yep. You got to be on point. You got to be ready to, you know what I'm saying? And that heightened right there, that, you know what I'm saying, that hyper vigilance of, being aware of everybody. I tell people this all the time. Have you ever seen the Jason Bourne movies? He's sitting in the cafe with Julia Stiles, and he tells me, I don't know who I am, but all I know is I can tell you there's a gun over here, there's an exit over here, that guy, this guy, you know what I'm saying? He's giving you all these scenarios of what's going on. That's how I am now. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm heightened the awareness of everything. So in there, it's on 1,000.
Yeah.
And you don't never know what's going on. And yeah, okay, you might not have never did nothing, but you might got something that somebody else want.
Yeah.
You don't even know that. And next thing you know, they coming in there to get you. But nah, you know what I'm saying? Give it up. What you gonna do? You gonna give it up? You gonna fight back? You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? You gonna go tell? You gonna let them take it and go? You know what I'm saying? So what you gonna do? And so don't tell me you know what you're gonna do until you've been in that situation. You know what I'm saying? You ain't been there. Don't tell me what you're gonna do and how you gonna behave.
Yeah.
You just gonna stay out of trouble.
Well, and that's why I asked that, because I think from the outside, well, these reentry programs work if the prison system worked the way that in theory it's supposed to, but that's not the way it works. Like it's not real life. It's not even in jail. It's like I don't even know how to, like, even in jail, you can feel the animosity. You can just, it feels like it's a threatening environment. Like, so how is it?
It's the culture.
How can
here.
you behave in a place that is like, you can't behave?
I feel like
It doesn't matter who or what you do. You cannot behave. You can't.
I feel like it's culture here, because if you introduced the nice things about prison in other countries, where it's like, oh, they work in a kitchen, they're allowed to do these things, they like are given this rope. It's like, if in our culture we never have those things, so we introduce them, we're not gonna be able to keep them because people are gonna take advantage of them, they're gonna mess it up, they're gonna do stuff. But like if it was introduced earlier on as a part of the culture, I feel like it would be second nature. Whereas trying to like overload the system all at once, I don't think that would work.
I mean, I definitely think we gotta, pepper the stuff in, but the stuff that we gotta pepper in has to be, you know what I'm saying, it has to be beneficial immediately. It can't be just, oh yeah, we're gonna start doing teaching you how to use a typewriter. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? It has to be beneficial shit. Like here goes a goddamn iPhone, sit down. Because I know guys that did 45 years and went home to nothing, to nobody. They don't know how to use no goddamn iPhone. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to use the phone at all. So they're like, okay, here goes your, or just even a smartphone. Here goes your Obama phone. I don't do this, man. I don't know how to use this.
Well, that's gotta be motivational too, right? It's gotta be something that people want and will like, oh, I can't be acting like that because if I do that, I gotta keep doing this, right? So then like brings everybody together and like changes thoughts and patterns and behaviors.
You gotta treat them like human beings. When you go in there, they're not treated. I'm not treated as a human being. As soon as I get in there, I got a number, and now you refer to as that number. You're not a human being, and and as soon as you go in there, the lines are drawn. You know what I'm saying? You a prisoner, and this is the officer. You know what I'm saying? This is the officer's area. This is a prisoner's area. You can't go here. You know what I'm saying? So the lines are drawn immediately and let you know that you are not a human anymore. You are a prisoner, and you're gonna do what we're gonna allow you to do in these confines, in these walls, and you're gonna not do what we tell you not to do. You know what I'm saying? And that is not a humane way. If I'm going somewhere to try to fix myself because I'm, I'm going through shit, right? Like I'm fucked up as a youth. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to prove myself. I'm going through shit. So now you put me in an environment where now I got more stress on top of me. You know what I'm saying? Including all these little petty ass rules that you want to bite down on me. On top of, damn, I'm only 16. I got to worry about if somebody trying to take something from me and trying to do something to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? How the fuck I'm supposed to focus and better myself and work on myself in an environment like this? Yeah. You can't. It's fucking impossible. Show me one person that can do it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thankful that I'm able to have the sense that I was able to hold on to after going through so much in this, in that time, because I've seen people that can't, what I'm saying? I've seen people that 7 years, 5 years, and then, mess them up, you know what I'm saying? They on meds right now, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, the shit real, man.
Yeah. Well, it almost seems like a scare the straight program. Like the whole thing, like, we'll just scare the fuck out of you so you don't come back. Yeah. Like it almost just seems like a sick joke almost. But
I feel like people get hung up on the trying to better yourself in prison because you get sent to prison as a punishment, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what it is.
If you're in there and you do your time, and it's been years, you gotta do something, because the way that the world is changing, it's like you're in there 6 months nowadays, and you're like, what the hell's happening?
Well, that's what's wrong with our system. Everything is crime and punishment instead of harm and healing. You know what I'm saying? Like if we focus on the healing, you know what I'm saying, of the individual. So, because a lot of times people that get harmed in certain cases, they don't want the individual to go to prison. You know what I'm saying? They don't want them to do that. They like, hold on, we might can talk about this, and let's get him somewhere where he can get some help, because they might understand why he did what he did. You know what I'm saying? Or why she did what she did. They might understand him, okay, and they might have a forgiving heart. You know what I'm saying? But no, everything is crime and punishment. You know what I'm saying? And so it doesn't even become the victim anymore. It doesn't even come about them. It comes about the state of Michigan. You know what I'm saying? This ain't got nothing to do with the state. It has nothing to do with the other individual that was harmed in this process. So you know what I'm saying? Until we start focusing on that, like our system is forever gonna be fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Here in the fucking states pursuing charges is the biggest crock of shit I've ever heard. Because
it's all right.
Like, fuck you.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I think it's a nice comment.
I think that
Fucked up youth stigma is an unspoken hardship of all of us that were labeled as such. Thank you for sharing your story.
that's my cousin Kenna down in Indiana, so it's kind of cool seeing that this is reaching other states. Not just because she's my cousin, but I know we're reaching other states because of other stuff. But that's cool, man. So and clearly, I know this isn't your whole story, so let's just kind of go towards the end of it, so we can get to the good stuff, like the end of the prison stay. So is it true you don't want to tell nobody you're out there? Do people really try to hem you up like that and steal your date? I've heard that. I've heard that.
I mean, yeah, kind of. I mean, maybe, but not really. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really tell nobody that I was about to go home. You know what I'm saying? Other than, you know what I'm saying, my close homies. But you know what I'm saying? But if I don't know you, what I'm telling you, I'm going home for. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't, that was just that. You know what I'm saying? And plus, like, once you get to the end, you know what I'm saying, you start, you know what I'm saying, trying to stay away from the bullshit, you know what I'm saying? So you kind of fall back a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I did kind of my last years, and started preparing myself to, come home. So
did you were you always interested in music? Did you do any music? And I don't know how you could, but I'm sure you could. Did you ever do any music in prison?
Yeah. So I started off as a poet, you know what I'm saying? So I'm a poet, you know what I'm saying? I started out writing. I'm really I take that back. I'm a writer.
Okay.
I'm a writer. Because I write short stories. I write my biography. I write poetry and stuff. Got my book, man. You know what I'm saying? It's my book of poetry.
Okay.
Absent but present. You know what I'm saying? Me and a few other formerly incarcerated individuals put this book together. Some of them still locked up though, actually. You know what I'm saying? But that's all left though in there. Yeah. But so I'm a writer. You know what I'm saying? And I was writing poetry, and like people was hearing my poetry, and they was like, "Man, why you ain't never started rapping?" You know what I'm saying? I was like, I don't know. And then so I started like rapping like when I was in my juvenile home, you know what I'm saying? Started playing around with it, and then so but my passion for music always been there. I always loved music. I always been rapping music, you know what I'm saying? Not since I was a kid. So, and then I started rapping, and then when I was in prison, I used to be rapping a lot, but I didn't really let nobody hear me, you know what I'm saying? And then like I had my homeboy, he used to be rapping. And he was like, let me hear. And I let him hear. He was like, man, you cold, man. You know what I'm saying? And it was him that kind of like built my confidence up to try to like, start rapping in front of everybody. So then once I started doing that, like I always got like a lot of, I ain't gonna say hate, but it was always like, they always wanted to challenge me. You know what I'm saying? So I had to battle a lot. You know what I'm saying? I did a lot of battles and shit on the yard, and I ain't lost. You feel me? Yeah, but so and then we used to do concerts and stuff in there. They used to have like talent contests. Some certain facilities had like music rooms and stuff where we could get in there, and we had rigged up a tape player one time to where we could record on it. So we had like a little tape in there and stuff. It was it was crazy, but yeah, there was a couple spots that had music rooms so we could do music and stuff. It was cool.
That is cool. Well, and that's it's cool that even in the darkest place you can follow your dream. So
yeah. I mean, I don't know if that was my dream, but
it's absent but present. Where can people find your book?
Oh, God damn it! Give me hit my DMs and buy these.
Oh,
So if you have a link, you can post it.
I will, because I got to post the link. It's on alliedmedia.com. That's what it is, alliedmedia.
All right, we'll set it up later.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll set it
So
up.
if you're a writer, were you a big reader?
I mean, I don't know why I knew you was gonna ask me this question. I don't know
I
why.
just want to know who your influences as a writer are.
Yeah, no, I don't really have a lot of influences as far as like writing. I think like my main influence as a writer would be the professor from the University of Michigan. His name is Buzz Alexander. He passed away a few years ago, but that is like my main influence, like with my writing. Buzz, he was a professor at the University of Michigan. He founded an organization called PCAP, called Prisoner Creative Arts Program.
Okay.
Where so the University of Michigan have volunteers. They come into the prison and they run like a poets corner. You know what I'm saying? Or they do like a drama class where you come in there and you put on a play. So I've wrote like 4 or 5 plays for the University of Michigan, and been in I don't know how many poet corners with Buzz, and I've done that for a long time. So Buzz was like my main influence because my poetry was basically a slowed down rap, you know what I'm saying? And then till I, talking to Buzz, he was like, I love it, you know what I'm saying? The way you rhyme the words and put the words together, but try to format it, you know what I'm saying, something different. And, just think outside the box and with just the delivery of your poetry. So I started doing that and it changed, changed me as a writer. So Buzz, I love you, bro.
So was it an outlet or an escape? So like, was it a way to get your feelings out, or was it a way for you to escape the now?
I think both. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on the time for real. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it could be like therapeutic, and it could be like I get lost in my own words. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I would be writing a story or something. And the whole time I'm writing the story, that's all I see in my head. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just writing it. And when I'm writing it, that time, I'm not within the confines of the walls.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So like, I'm not there. You know what I'm saying? So it's an escape. You know what I'm saying? It's an escape, but also it's a release too, because I needed to get that shit off my head. You know what I'm saying? And then so a lot of times like the rapping would be more of the release. You know what I'm saying? Because it would be more aggressive and it would be more heart, you know what I'm saying, more pain and just, what's going on. So yeah, like the balance between them both has always been good for me.
Dude, it's crazy seeing I love everybody's story, but I really like it. So you've been out 5 years, so what's that, 2020 you get out?
Yup, right in the middle of COVID.
I was just gonna say that, right in the middle of the shit, man.
Yeah, so I came home in the middle of COVID, and I mean, I kind of hit the ground running. My transition from prison to home was, what I'm saying, it wasn't as difficult as most individuals that I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I came home to a stable household. My mother's house. I came home to a job. You know what I'm saying? I came home to opportunities. You know what I'm saying? So like, my brother had a job waiting on me, so I came home August. I didn't get the job till October.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I got the job. You know what I'm saying? And like, I had a stable household. I didn't have to really pay no rent. You know what I'm saying? And I just hit the ground running. I came home, got my license, and did everything that I was supposed to do. And so my mom being there, was my sister and everybody. My brother being there that's the main thing, is like support when somebody comes home, right? If they don't have that support when they come home, that soft landing, like they're gonna be scavenging, trying to get rent, trying to get, what I'm saying, and that shit just adds stress. And then you got a pissy ass PO that's up your ass, you know what I'm saying? And mine was up mine. She's retired now. Cheryl Evans, I apologize. You was up my ass for a minute. But I did everything I was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Every time she showed up, I was clean. Every time, she showed up to the house, I did everything I was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So I came home, and by October, I had a car. You know what I'm saying? A brand new car. And then by March, I had my apartment. You know what I'm saying? So within 6 months of being home, I was, my own car, my own apartment, a job, you know what I'm saying? I was situated, you know what I'm saying? So my transition was pretty good, you know what I'm saying? And also I came home to a job at the University of Michigan. So I teach a decarceration activism class at the University of Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been doing that since I came home as well. So,
Awesome. Yeah. Well, so one thing, because I'm going to ask about that, clearly I'm going to ask about that. Is there anything from prison or anything that we missed that you would like to share? Because I don't want to jump through somebody's story and then miss something that you might have really wanted to say.
No, I mean, just the only thing about prison that, some people are like, oh yeah, look at you, you're doing good now. So prison must have did something good for you. Prison didn't do shit good for me. You know what I'm saying? It was me that did the shit for me. You know what I'm saying? It was me that looked in the mirror and was like, okay, motherfucker, get your shit together. Yeah. It wasn't because y'all was helping me get my shit together, because every time I come around, if I'm not standing in the right place, you fucking over me. You know what I'm saying? You ain't talking to me, you just write the ticket. You know what I'm saying? So you're not trying to help me. You know what I'm saying? So it was me that got me together. It wasn't nothing in prison helped me do. You know what I'm saying? Other than I grew up quick. You know what I'm saying? And I'm matured fast. That's it. But other than that, no.
Okay.
Fuck prison.
Okay. Well, and also aging, anyways. It's like you just matured, and like that's what people do. So it's like that's funny. The evolution of life. You can't give that credit to prison. It's the evolution of life.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. You can't give nothing. There's nothing positive to come out of that. I don't care what nobody says. There's nothing positive to come out. If you come out of there a better man, hey, good for you, man. But don't give the credit to prison. Give it to you. Give it to the person that did it. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't prison. Because prison is designed to make you fail. That it was you that did it.
Well, man, to be able to put your name in the same sentence of U of M is pretty impressive. Anyways, I say that not because it's you, but incarceration, U of M, like you normally don't hear those two in the same sentence. Mm-hmm. So, what is this outreach that you were a part of?
And side note, how did you transition to like outreach and teaching from prison?
Yeah.
So when I came home, so before I came home, I was in a class called Inside Out, which is a program where students from the University of Michigan come in with a professor, and then there's 15 students from inside, and we're in a classroom together, right? Cool. And we hold a class about incarceration, because like 9 times out of 10, the students at the University of Michigan they haven't come from that lifestyle. They don't know anybody that's been incarcerated. Their parents have, they don't know. So it's a culture shock for them, and they're learning as they go, because they're going to be lawyers, they're going to be prosecutors, they're going to be, activists, whatever.
That's beneficial. It sounds like that sounds beneficial.
Oh no, it's definitely beneficial. Like the students learn a lot from the individual side. But so as that happened, they also had a group called Theory Group, where the professors that ran the program would meet once a week, and they would come in there and they would do some, discuss some keys, how we're gonna work on some literature stuff for the classes, right? Yep. And then what we're gonna talk about in the classes and stuff like that. And then my professor when I took part in the class, we just got along real well. And I told her, like, when I come home, like I was getting short, I had like 18 months left. When I come home, like I need to be a part of, like this, I need to be a part of this type of stuff. Like I need to be in class, like doing this type of stuff. And she was like, all right. And then she gave me a book to read, and I read the book, and I just was giving her little reports on it and stuff, and I don't know if anybody ever read it. It's called The Body Keeps the Score.
I love that book. It's on my shelf.
Yes, well, it's on my shelf too. It's a great book. I recommend reading it, but if you're gonna read it, sit down when you got time, because it's not a quick read. You got to really digest and really understand. But once you read it and understand, you will have a different outlook on life.
I will say some parts read very cut dry, but then you get into it and you're like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Did you get credentials? Like, are you certified at anything? It's like, was it just an opportunity, or were you like given like an official title?
So no. At that time, so I graduated the class or whatever, and then when I came home, the professor extended the invite to be like a TA, right? Because it was middle of COVID and they couldn't come in no more, right? So now she's like, okay, well, I'm gonna have the class. I'm still do the class, but I'm just gonna have it on campus. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, well, I'll come out there and talk to the students, you know what I'm saying, and do like the same type of thing that we did. So I went out there, so that's what I do. I am the first-hand experience, you know what I'm saying, in the class of a bunch of students that, you know what I'm saying, want to learn about decarceration and, you know what I'm saying, activism with, you know, prison reform and all that type of stuff. So I've been doing that for 5 years now since I came home. This, you know, we on break now, it's summer vacation, but we'll be starting back up in the fall. I'll be there.
That's
Cool.
super cool.
Dude, you know, I say this every time because I don't know anybody's story, but there's always one thing from every guest. What the fuck?
Like,
That's my what the
Oh, I
fuck.
appreciate that.
That's
I
cool,
appreciate
man.
it.
That's
Yeah,
so
no.
fucking cool.
I mean, I'm proud of it though. I you know, stepping on the University of Michigan campus, you know what I'm saying, as a TA is, you know, for me, it's pretty big. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Michigan guy. You know, go blue. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Wolverine. You know, it was pretty big for me too.
My what the fuck moment is the body keeps the score, because one, not a lot of people know about it, but the people who know about it, it's like a wide range of people, because you know, like trauma is
Trauma is
inclusive.
real.
It's so inclusive.
Yeah, and it's real. Trauma is real. It's real. Trauma is real.
Mhm.
You know, and if you have some trauma and you don't know how to deal with it, like, get some help. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want the help, read the book and understand, and then maybe you might get some help after that. You know what I'm saying? Talk to somebody or something, because there's ways, you know what I'm saying, to heal from the trauma. You know.
And you know, maybe it's not up here, maybe it's like in here.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
it's fantastic.
Dude, I'm just so stuck on that because it's like that is cool. That's cool. And talk about a way of giving back. It's like that's what I'm trying to do is give back, and that's really fucking giving back.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I know you can't say a name, but do you have a favorite student that or not student, but student or professor or whatever? But did you have a favorite student?
I mean, I don't know if I had a favorite student. So I'm like, we have name tags and I meet them, you know what I'm saying, every semester. I got 20 students in front of me, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to go back. I get confused if you say the names, I remember them. But there was like 2-3 semesters ago, there was like a group of like 4 or 5. I think they was all roommates.
Oh wow.
And they was probably the liveliest group that we had. They was funny, you know what I'm saying? And they definitely was like supporting the music and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And one of their friends that wasn't in the class, she told me that one of her friends, like, she was like, oh my God, she loves your music. She listens to it every day. So I'm like, hey, okay, you know what I'm saying? So it be having its benefits too with that, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's cool.
Clearly it's supposed to help. Do you think it helps?
What I do at the University of Michigan?
Yep.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, without a question of a doubt. Yeah, like, you know, I mean, I don't know if the students are, you know, just blowing smoke, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, the professor and I, you know, but they always like, this is our favorite class. Like this is the best class we ever had, because she's not a talk to you, just like give you information. Mm-hmm. We're communicating, we're talking, we're having a conversation. That's how we learn. We have a conversation. I don't talk to you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I talk together. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, so we have a conversation. So it's, you know, her whole way of teaching is just, you know, unprecedented, and she just, you know, she's great.
Awesome, man. Well, I don't want to say too much of that because I know you have other stories, other part of your story. So you get a job. Are you at the same job when you first got out, or have you went up in career?
Oh no, I've moved on to a bunch of other stuff. Okay. You know, now. So like when I first came home, like I wasn't rapping. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just, you know, I came home, I was like, man, I ain't about to be rapping. I'm about to be 37. I ain't about to be rapping. You know what I'm saying? Like I got other stuff I got to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I really wasn't doing it. And then like, you know, I was doing trees. I was cutting trees. You know what I'm saying? And then I went from cutting trees because they was playing with me up my raise to I went to Dawn. I got in at Dawn. And I was at Dawn. Like I ain't even, like people say, you know, oh, it's hard to get a job. Like it is, but the job that I got, the first job, my brother got that for me. The second job, I talked my way up on. You know what I'm saying? Like I never filled out an application or anything. I called Dawn on the phone and asked her, said, hey, you guys hired? They connected me to the PR. I talked to her for like 20 minutes. She said, fill out the app. I said, I don't know how. Like I just came home from prison. I don't really know how to do that. Like, can you help me? I talked to her for like 30 minutes. They called me in the next day, had an interview face to face, and they gave me the job on the spot. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I started off at like 19, and before I was done, I was at like 24. Because, you know, I told them I wanted to learn every machine that I could. I went in there and I learned all the machines, but I couldn't take it. You know what I'm saying? It's a box. In fact, 12 hours. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming, they going, they coming, I'm going. You know what I'm saying? It's the same people. It was just wearing on me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't good for me mentally. So I had to change. You know, that's when I started doing Nation Outside. It was, you know, we're a nonprofit that was helping formerly incarcerated individuals, you know what I'm saying, come home, helping they transition, you know what I'm saying, to society.
Can I ask a little bit about that?
Yeah, go ahead.
You said you went there, so you were on payroll?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So,
Yeah.
so there was a job. I didn't ask that because doing something pro bono is a little different than getting paid for doing something. You know what I mean?
No, it was paid work, you know, cool. But it was like, you know, we was putting on events in the community. We was at the Juneteenth events, we was at Summerfest. Okay. We had tables out there, and we were just signing individuals up, helping them get their voting rights back, helping them get their license and all that type of stuff. Or, you know, any type of resource that they needed help with, we was trying to provide it for them. So that's what I was out there doing.
Well, that's still pretty good. You know, I don't want to say this value, but it sounds like you have a servant heart. It sounds like you want to help people. Is what I get out of this.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I in my own way, yeah. I do want to help people. Like I don't want nobody to experience that prison shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Especially nobody my age. You know what I'm saying? Nobody that has potential or talent. You know what I'm saying? To make something of themselves. You know what I'm saying? With a lot of us, we can't see out of this shit, you know what I'm saying? We can't see out of here, you know what I'm saying? Because your brother selling drugs, your daddy selling drugs, you know what I'm saying? Your mama might be selling drugs, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Why you selling drugs? Everybody around you got a gun, like you can't see out of this shit because you just like, I got to worry about, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. So when you can't see out of it, it just be hard. So I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, show that, you know what I'm saying? It's the way out of this shit, man. You know, even though you here now, it's still a way out of it. You can make it out while you here, you know what I'm saying? And I just be trying to show them like you don't have to fall victim to the bullshit, you know what I'm saying?
Katie always said something about
when you're in the tunnel, you can't see the light at the end because it could be like a long, windy tunnel.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard when you're in the shit of it. It's hard to see the out. It is.
I mean, shit. I mean, hell yeah, it is. You can't see it.
Sometimes you're without it, you can't see it.
Yeah, I mean, I was in my last couple of years, and I was just like, I said my whole time, I'm like, man, when I get to 60 months, you know what I'm saying, I'll be right, you know what I'm saying. So I didn't count down, never. And then when I got to 60 months, I started my countdown. I'm like 60 months, 59, 58, you know what I'm saying? I started my countdown finally, and I'm just like, and I know 60 months sounds like, that's 5 years, you know what I'm saying? If you don't know, that's 5 years, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, shit, this bitch over with. Like 5 years, I did, you know what I'm saying? This bitch over with. And I was like trying to chill, but yeah.
Well, I got 75% over, you're right. I mean, you are in the final stretch. So.
Yeah. That's when I started counting. Last 5 years.
Crazy to put it in perspective, man. I mean, that's 4 years less than a life sentence. 4 less years.
Yeah.
Wow. Sorry. No. It's hard sometimes. Like it's hard to see that. Like, and then secondly, I think one quick comment. Punish it. You probably could have learned what you needed to in 5, or even in a year. I mean, I'm not even trying to put that in, but 21 years. You don't need that. You don't need that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Like I needed, you know what I'm saying. I needed help. You know what I'm saying. I don't think that I used to say that I needed prison, right? I used to say, but I wasn't informed. You know what I'm saying. Now I'm informed. I understand what's going on. Like I never needed prison. I just needed, you know what I'm saying, some guidance.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I needed to show that. Listen, the shit that I'm doing to try to gain this acceptance and gain this respect from my father isn't needed. It isn't necessary for me to do this. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't realize that until later on. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's the same thing growing up is you think that you have to or I have to live up to this reputation. I don't want nobody to think I'm soft. I don't want nobody to think I'm a punk. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody hold me or something like that. Like that's the false masculinity right there. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make you tough. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't. So we get lost in that, you know what I'm saying? We get lost in this false sense of masculinity, and then you know what I'm saying, we get misguided. So I just needed some guidance, you know what I'm saying? And once if I would have been there, it could, who knows? 6 months, it could have been 90 days, you know what I'm saying? And I could have been, because it's not like I'm dumb. I got a 4.0 GPA. You see what I'm saying? So why am I running to the streets? Why am I running there?
Fix everything else. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we could have did that in less than 21 years.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But you know, hey, they had to get their money out of me, man. Yeah, so I mean, I'm here now and I'm trying to do, you know what I'm saying, what I can to, you know, help people that see like this shit ain't, you know what I'm saying, that life ain't it, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I can promise you, I can promise you that out of every episode, I know at least 10 or 20 people. I know we get a lot more views, but I know 10 or 20 people at least adamantly watch. So, and I believe everybody gets something out of every story. I mean, if we got nothing else out of this, you helped me. And it's funny because something I bitch about her about, dude, I believe in God. I don't put that all out there because it's not my episode, it's your episode. But I say that because I talked to her about something, bitching about something or whatever, and then the guest comes on and I'm like, humble.
It's always serendipitous.
Always,
Okay.
always. So
we'll have a conversation and then we get into this and the conversation directly correlates to what we were just talking about.
answered me, you know what I mean? It's just cool, man. So I know if it hits me like that, it's hitting somebody else like that. So really, thank you. Thank you. Jesus Christ. You do that, what comes after? I don't
Now,
want
where are we at?
I don't want to slaughter the word of what you just said. Helping the outreach thing. What was the name
Yeah,
of that?
Nation Outside.
Okay, what came after that?
Yeah, so Nation Outside. So after Nation Outside, you know, I just, you know, I was just trying to find, because they let me go unexpectedly. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't expected to be let go. So, you know, since then, I mean, the whole time I was working with a guy that got his own tree business. So I'm still doing the trees on the side. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just grinding, man. You know what I'm saying? I do that still. And then I DJ every once in a while, you know, on the side.
Yeah.
What I was there, you know, I rap, you know what I'm saying? So
Well, and that's the part then, man. What's up with the music and what's up with the DJ?
Do you have your DJ name different?
No, I don't got no DJ.
Okay.
So I ain't really DJing. I'm just playing music at a bar.
Well, that's still cool though.
Yeah, no, it is. You know what I'm saying? It is. But I can say this is, you know, it's paying, so I ain't complaining. You know, but
well, fuck, that's already more than some people get. Like they go and pay to perform places.
Yeah.
So you're already doing better.
It happens like that. That's how sometimes that's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes like you have to pay. They might give you something on the back end, but you know, until you're ready to sell out an arena or something.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, you know, the music is so like when I came home, like I said, I wasn't rapping. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't, you know, like I always wanted to do it, but I was like, I'm about to be, you know, I ain't about to be doing that. And then like a couple of years ago, like I ran into a guy that was rapping, and then he was like, yeah, we'll go to the studio or whatever. So I was like, all right, man, you know, I'll go, you know. And then I went in there, and it was just like, you know, it just all came back, you know, it was just like, it was just a release again, and then I needed it, you know what I'm saying? But I was already like still rapping. Like I would just write raps, you know what I'm saying? Wasn't doing nothing with them since I've been home. Mm-hmm. So then I was like, well, now I'm seeing the stuff, and I'm like, damn, what it's not as hard as it was before, you know what I'm saying? I can put my music out there and everybody can hear it, you know what I'm saying? And I don't need a record deal, you know what I'm saying? Like I got it distributed, you know what I'm saying? So like I put my music out there, you listen to it, I get paid for it. Awesome. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, shit, why not? You know what I'm saying? It's a release for me, you know what I'm saying? It helps me out, and I like doing it, you know what I'm saying? And I think my music fire, so you know.
I've heard some songs. I think it's fire too.
Thank you, bro.
And I will tell people when I don't like it.
Yeah.
I may not like my opinion very much, but I am on it. So no, I fuck with it.
I appreciate you.
Man, dude. Is there anything else that you'd like to share or that I missed?
No, man. I got about 3 albums out right now. Make sure y'all check them out. You know, I just dropped another song a couple weeks ago called "Beat It Down." It's for the ladies to dance to. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit more risque, but it's still a banger though. But yeah, my time now, the album's out too right now still. So.
Do you play your music when you DJ? As a question in the
Of course I do. Of course. They're gonna dance to it. Of course I do.
Well, definitely make it remember you too.
Yeah, for sure.
Not that it matters, but is it around Jackson, Lansing area?
Yeah, no, it's Jackson area.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Right now, man. I'll after this, you can drop a link in the comments for your songs, or you can email or message me.
Yeah, for sure. I'll put them in the comments.
We also have people ask about your book too. So.
Oh yeah, Allied Media, ALLIED media.com.
There we go.
Absent but present.
Yeah, man. Do you mind if I pick
No,
one
go
up?
ahead. Yeah. Y'all can have one, man.
Okay, no, I appreciate that.
Sure.
Absent but present, voices from the writers. Well, I'm excited for this, man.
So what this was it was a group. We had 2 volunteers coming in from the outside.
Okay.
And they would come in. It got to be 3 at the end. But they would come in, once a week. We meet, for 3 hours, couple hours. We'd be in there, and every week we'd have a prompt. So we'd go back to our, for the week out, and we come back with our poem for the week. We read our poem, and then we, give critiques or whatever. And so we had this collection of poems, and then we was like, okay, well, let's put them all together. So like, all right, how we gonna do it? So one of the volunteers, she had got everything in order and got the money, the funds raised for it to get the book published. So it had came out the December of 2020. So I was out. I came home because we started putting it together just before COVID hit. Like we had just put our last copies, our final copies to the editor the week of COVID. So that was it. So they put it all together in that, and then it came out in December. I was already home, and I think I was the only person home at that time that was on the book other than the volunteers. And now there's like 4 or 5 of us now. And one of them just got resentenced. He had a natural life. He just got resentenced, but they gave him 40 years. They gave him 45 years ago. Yeah, that's crazy. So he was a juvenile lifer, and so they changed the law. So it says that now it's 20. If you're now it's 20. The cutoff is 20. Which before it was 17. Then they moved it to 18. Then it was 19. Now it's 19 and 20. Okay. So they saying now that anything, if you got life without the possibility of parole, and you got it before you was 21, now you don't have life without the possibility of parole. So they're not gonna send you back in front of the courts. Okay. They got to resentence you. Okay. And a lot of them guys got 20, 30 years in, 40 years in. So they'll be more likely, they'll get sentenced to 20 years, 25 years, and then go see the parole board and be released.
Well, some people don't get that lucky.
Well, no, not everybody gonna get that lucky. So like him, he had got sent. He had went back to court, and what happened is the family members were still alive, and they came in and just gave this long monologue about how hurt and distraught they was. And I'm not saying they aren't. So don't take this the wrong way. I'm not trying to minimize that they're not hurt because their loved one was lost. But this man been in prison for 30 years. You know what I'm saying? He was 18 years old. You know what I'm saying? He had a daughter that was 2. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, talk to this man, have a conversation with him, and see where his mind's at now. And then if you still think that he is that same individual or he doesn't deserve a second chance, then you know what I'm saying? Then give him whatever. But that individual, you ain't gonna be able to do it to. You know what I'm saying? Like it's no way. So.
Clearly, their emotions are valuable, like what you just said. 30 years, like, dude, 2 people lost their life now. Yeah. And that's just being honest. He lost his life, and whomever lost it. Yeah. Now 2 people lost, and then the kid, now a kid's life's damaged. It's like, I don't think people realize the butterfly effect.
They don't realize the residual effects it has on everybody. You know what I'm saying? On both sides. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know what happened to that situation, how, like the mitigating circumstances, what led up to it. And you never know who this man was taking care of. He could have had 5, 6, 7, 8 kids that are dependent on him that he took care. And even though say he was selling drugs or doing whatever he was doing, he was taking care of them kids doing it. You see what I'm saying? And then them kids didn't have nobody to provide for them.
And now they're lost to the system, probably lost to the system.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So and then what's the statistics on them going to prison? You know what I'm saying? Once a father figure is going to prison, the chances of the individuals, their kids, doing the same thing heightens immediately. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So the ACEs effect.
Oh, the ACE score.
Yeah. Yeah, mine was pretty high.
Yeah. It's adverse childhood experiences, and I ask you a bunch of questions, and basically it's a 1 to 10 scale. 10 being the worst, 1 being. So yeah, it's how you rank your trauma. You'll think your childhood was fine, and then I took my ACE, and I was like, oh.
It wasn't.
Yeah. Well, so we'll get to our wrap-up questions now. Firstly, I know you said that you don't do much reading, neither do I. But check out The Traveler's Gift. I recommend this to everybody. It is deep. It saved my life.
7 decisions to be successful as yourself.
Yep.
and happy.
It's by Andy Andrews. I will tell everybody till I'm blue in the face. That book will fucking it'll change your life. Like good, it'll change your life. Is there anything I missed that you would like to share in a whole, or is there anything you want to advertise? Is there anything you want to say?
Shout outs, things we missed, things people don't know about you that you want them to, anything.
Man, I mean, I don't know. I feel like we covered pretty much, you know what I'm saying, everything that, you know, I need to, you know, y'all follow me on everything though, man. The real Oso Da Don on Instagram, Oso Da Don on Facebook. Y'all make sure y'all tap in, y'all follow me on YouTube and do all the, you know, subscribing to my music and all that. I'm on everything, Pandora, Spotify, Apple Music. You know, you can look my stuff up on Facebook, on Snapchat. You can post it on your story if you want to, you know, so it's in there, man. So support, you know what I'm saying? Don't wait till I'm already in the arenas to be like, oh yeah, I used to support him. Yeah. No, I support him. Help me get there, you know what I'm saying? Help me get there.
Hey man, that's what we're all about, is just supporting that. I fuck with that. So my wrap-up questions are pretty simple. What's your definition of success?
Man, my definition of success is
She asked me to show the book to the camera. Hold on.
yeah. Oh yeah, show it to him. My definition
back up a little bit, Kate. Right there. Yep.
Of success is, you know, just living my life happily. You know what I'm saying? Just enjoying life, appreciating it. You know, I appreciate everything. People look at me crazy when I tell them that I appreciate bills. Like, how the fuck do you appreciate bills? Because there was a time when I didn't have them. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted them. You know what I'm saying? Like, because in order to have them, I have to be free. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that sounds, you see here how that's an oxymoron. I have to be free to pay, you know what I'm saying, bills. But, you know what I'm saying, I wanted that. You know what I'm saying? I wanted that responsibility. So I love that challenge, you know what I'm saying? So
I want to ask one more before you ask your wrap-up question, because we forgot to ask. Would you get along with your younger self?
Oh yeah, would you fight your younger self? That's the way I always ask it.
would I fight my younger self?
Would you guys get along, or would you be throwing hands, or would there be words?
You ran into 16-year-old you right now. Would you guys get along?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay, from your
I was
perspective or younger you's
from both. From both. I mean, humbly speaking, I'm a cool motherfucker.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm a Gemini. My birthday tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm easy to get along with. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just cool. I'm calm.
Yep.
But then when I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So you understand that quick with me. You know what I'm saying? Because I've always been like this, and I was just telling my friend earlier, like, I'm zero toleration, and I want to get away from that as much as I can. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's not who I am anymore. But I was that for so long. You know what I'm saying? It's just hard. It'd be hard to like still break away from it. You know what I'm saying? But so I still fight with it. I still struggle with it every day. But you know what I'm saying? Like for the most part, I'm still, you know, holding on to, you know, just being cool.
Working on it is a success story in itself, because a lot of people can't even say they're working on it.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
you know,
I mean, I'm just happy I ain't running around doing the bullshit I was doing before. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't even thinking about that type of shit no more. So I'm cool with that.
Right. If there was one word you could use to describe your entire story from where you started to where you are now, or even where you think you will be heading, what would that has to be one word?
Spectacular.
Okay.
righteous. So,
They didn't have an about, so.
okay, well, right across from Town Bar, I know, great setup, but right across from Town Bar.
Next to Nostalgia Inc.
Next to Nostalgia Inc., Jackson Sports Cards.
Oh, yeah.
Which actually it works, because I see that you're in sports clearly, but they sell a lot more than cards, but they sell whatever. And I want to make this very clear. Check them out, because he was nice enough. Jackson Sports Cards, 120 East Cortland Ave. I bought it for $25. He
And
threw me
he matched.
$25 on top
Yep.
of it, so it's worth $50.
Okay, yeah. That's
They got a
what's
lot of cool collectible stuff in there too.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, and make sure that you
I
tag
believe
him in
I
it.
did tag.
Yeah, well, I told, I'm never going to say any names. There's some businesses that were nice enough to either match or give me something for extra throwing out there. Doers yesterday donated a card. They donated half. There's a couple it's nice to see that they are recognizing what I'm trying to do. So I really appreciate that, guys. And I appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate you having me.
Markers.
Yeah, yep, and then we'll end it. Seriously, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
This was
I
fun.
appreciate you.
Awesome.
All right, bye guys.
And then we sign our table.
Yeah.
I got you. Here,